I think so too. But going over the, oh, God, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people once they find out, especially with family. Okay, especially with family. What family? Did she have any problems touching you afterwards?
No.
Good.
No, she didn't. But I do hear a lot of stories. You know, like I said in the last segment, I've worked with people who are living with HIV for over 10 years, and I've heard some horrible stories.
Yes.
Everything from their blood family, parents, or children, or sisters or brothers will not let them sit at their kitchen table, to they won't let them touch their newborn.
Exactly.
Churches not allowing their HIV positive members to get baptized in the same pool.
Right.
So there was a lawsuit about a boy in Mississippi who was born with HIV that he wasn't allowed to swim in the public pool. No risk to any of the things that I just named. One of the 4 identified fluids that is in Roberto's section that actually has HIV in it has to get into somebody's bloodstream to actually get them infected with HIV. So it's very difficult to give somebody HIV if you're not breastfeeding from them or having sex with them is the #1 way. And then sharing needles, such as IV drug use or tattooing, is the second most frequent way.
Now, after having your children and everything, have your relationship with your mother gotten better?
It has. We just don't talk about it. So, I mean, I think it's fine. No, actually, we don't. We just don't talk about it. Which I'm fine with. I don't need. I don't need to talk about it anymore.
Exactly. I mean, she just accept it and just go on with it like it never happened. Which is, if you're taking your medication, is kind of about like what it is. You're just living a normal life, you know. So hey, life goes on, you know. All right. Well, let's talk about those people out there who may have contracted HIV and just found out. And this is the biggest thing. Finding love after HIV, the dating scene. OMG. Okay, how did you do it?
It's quite a process. It's quite a process. I think, you know, when you're dating, the biggest thing is getting comfortable enough with yourself to be able to tell other people your status, because you get the range of responses. You get everything from, you know, people thinking you're lying, to people running out the door when you tell them, to people telling you that they don't care, people saying that they'll love you anyway. You know, you get the entire range, and you just never know. You think you know, you try to guess, you know, oh, the person's going to react like this. But then the other thing is, as I'm sure everybody watching that's dated before has experienced, you know, sometimes things happen quickly on a date, more quickly than you have a chance to tell somebody, and then you have to slow down and tell them before anything actually happens. And that's a really hard thing to do. And so having worked with so many people, I know that that's where a lot of people get hung up. But you just have to know, you kind of weigh out the consequences. Well, if you tell them afterwards, then things could go really bad. They could get violent. You just never know.
You know?
So, I made it a habit to tell everybody up front, aside from the fact that I was trying my face and my story working everywhere when I was younger. But I tried to make it a habit. And the first guy that I dated, he said that he couldn't deal with it. And then he came back. We kept talking, though. He said he couldn't deal with it, but he still wanted to be my friend. He and I kept talking. And about 2 weeks later, he said, I'm going to give it a try. And we dated for 3 years.
Okay, let's just say that you were single. So what you go like that? And I'm at the bar. Did you do bars back then, Chelsea?
I did.
Okay, so I'm at the bar with you. I see you sitting down having a drink. and you know, I want to get your number or whatever. So I'm coming up to you right now at the bar and just say, hey, how you doing? You know, it's a beautiful day that we're having, blase, blase, blase. Now, how do you go about telling me that you're HIV positive?
Well, that's a fun thing, Malik, is, it really depends. If I liked you, I wouldn't tell you right then.
Yeah.
I would let you get my number, and we would talk for a little bit, and I'd let you get to know me for me first.
Right.
And I would probably tell you over the phone. If I didn't like somebody who was trying to hit on me at the bar, I would tell them right then and there because they don't know me.
Right. Right.
And so I would normally kind of use it to get people away from me.
Wow. Okay.
The people that I liked, I wanted them to get to know me for me first.
Uh-huh.
Because HIV doesn't define me, and it doesn't, you know, that's to know that I'm HIV positive before knowing who I am as a person doesn't give you an opportunity to even really make a choice. Of course, if you make a choice, you would want your partner to be HIV negative. It's not many people out there that go out there and seek somebody who's HIV positive.
Okay.
So I want somebody to get to know me first and to decide, make that decision that they like me enough to learn about HIV, become educated, and enter into a relationship.
Okay. All right. So I'm coming out here. I really like you because you're a beautiful woman. You have a great personality and everything. I'm going to drop $40 on you buying you drinks because we're having such a great, wonderful conversation and everything. We exchange telephone numbers. Is $40 about the average a guy would spend on you on drinks, or about $100?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
I said, is $40 is about the amount that a guy would spend at you at the bar on drinks, or is it about $100?
I don't know. It was more of a club than a bar.
Okay. All right. So afterwards, what happens is that we exchange numbers. I drop this money on you. We're talking, and you say, "All right, I'm HIV positive." How do most guys take that?
Well, like I said at the beginning of the segment, you really get the range. You know, some people think that you're lying and say, like, no, you're not. Or some people don't care, and some people are like, oh, okay, and then they kind of back away, and they're like, you know, I forgot I had to work in the morning. Or,
yeah.
You know, and then some people are like, oh, that doesn't matter. You know, it really just depends on the person.
Okay. All right. And when a person makes it to the third step after they accept you had HIV positive, what did you the first time having sex with someone unprotected after having HIV? How did you after finding out you had HIV? Although you're taking the pill, and just after you take the pill, you can't really transmit it to anyone anymore. How did you feel about that?
Scared. I think more than anything.
Yeah.
I knew that I didn't want to ever give anybody HIV. And so I think I was just more scared for them than they were for themselves. Thank God that he's still testing negative today. So.
How did he feel about it afterwards?
He was not concerned at all. So I don't know.
Okay, so
we've been dating for quite some time by then.
So
and I think he just knew that I wouldn't put him in danger, but I was still scared. Intellectually, you know that there's not a risk, but emotionally, it's scary.
Okay, super. So, you were with this guy for 3 years. Why did y'all break up?
Just normal relationship stuff, you know. As a woman, I have certain standards and certain things and a certain projection for my life that I want. And we wanted two different things. I wanted more kids. He didn't. You know, I wanted corporate type job and you know, a big house and owning it, and you know, we were different.
Mm-hmm. In other words, just because you're HIV positive, you don't have to settle.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So everything's normal. That's nice to say.
And I see a lot of people doing that, men and women. You know, this person accepts me. It's easier to just stay in that relationship and accept whatever they dish out because it's so hard to tell people that you're positive. But, you know, you don't have to.
You don't.
I'd rather be alone than be in a relationship where I'm not happy.
I hear that. You have a regular life. That's super. All right, let's go to the main thing. Finding the love of your life. It actually happened. So tell me about the lucky guy.
So, my husband is actually a really great guy. We met through a mutual friend, a coworker of mine that he knew. And he was very, I wouldn't use the word aggressive, but he was kind of intent on the fact that he was putting me out. So the first couple of times, I kind of ignored him a little bit. I was in a really good place in my life, and I was happy being single. But he was intent on the fact that he was going to take me out. We went out, and I had a great time. And he just made me feel really safe. You know, I can remember the first time he gave me a hug. Just I felt different in his arms, just really, really safe. So he knew before he even asked me out that I was positive. And I was all over.
That's cool. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you actually you've had, how many kids do you have now?
I have 3. So I had the one from when we found out, and then my husband and I have had 2 more.
Wow. All of them HIV negative?
Yes, all of them.
Wow. That is such a beautiful success story. I'm so happy for you. Okay? You're welcome. And I hope this little segment just brings hope to everyone out there who is HIV positive, and more understanding and compassion for those out there who are HIV negative. If you're listening to this, and I hope it, you know, if you listen to this, I hope you guys can definitely some value out of this. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, Malik.
Okay. Again, you're Chelsea White, the program director of R.A.I.N HIV organization.
Great.
Okay. My name is Malik R.A.I.N. I'm the host of Health Awareness Talk. Everyone, have a wonderful night, and we're going to our next segment. Let's see what it is, shall we? We're going over to our next segment. Ooh. Having sex and making love to someone who's HIV positive with Roberto Almo. This ought to be pretty interesting. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you.